Everyone. Well, today is Remembrance Sunday, the closest day to November the 11th, when the armistice was signed for the First World War. And in this country, I'm sure in other countries too, we wear poppies as a form of remembrance. Poppies grow in fields that have been sort of turned over, and they were certainly churned up with the guns of battle, the First World War. This is the poppy that I bought from the British Legion, who support veterans, and it commemorates one of the soldiers from the First World War, and it tells me his name, his service number, where he was from, and it's a form of remembrance. This is the poppy that I wear, and I haven't got it now, but when this box first came, inside that box, it was wrapped in a piece of like polystyrene, sort of soft stuff. And when you opened it up, to fit around this box, it was in the shape of a cross, which I thought was very poignant. And this is the poppy. And this poppy is made from a shell case, or the warhead. What does it say? I've got a little bit of a thing about it. Some of the brass shell fuses used as donor metal for the poppy itself. And in the centre, the enamel has got a little bit of soil from the battlefield at Passchendaele in with it. So there's two bits of enamel. There's a little bit there on the poppy leaf, and a little bit in the centre of the flower. So that's my poppy that I bought from the British Legion. I will be wearing that later today because we're going to sing in the Fore Requiem liturgically in a service this evening at a church nearby. So we'll be singing I haven't put my certificate thing back in. My husband always sings the bass solos for them, and I just join the alto. So that's where we'll be going this evening. So you see where I'm getting to. I'm going to make a card today with a poppy. Now, I don't know if this is a poppy, but it's kind of poppy shaped. So I thought, perhaps I'd get away with it. I have done some other poppy cards recently, so I thought I don't think I've used this before. I bought it at the Kenilworth weekend. It's an Alexandra Renke. So I thought I'd just put that onto a tag. This is an Alexandra Renke tag. Really, really simply. I'll be facing the other way, of course. And I thought I might just put a little bit of embossing paste on it through this Alexandra Renke stencil, but just leave it white so that it just adds a little bit of texture and nothing else. And I've got a sentiment with the word memories, which I thought would be quite nice somewhere. So that's kind of where I'm at. So I think the first thing I'll do is to do some stenciling, put a bit of texture onto this tag, and then that'll have time to just dry off a little bit while I'm doing the colouring of the flower. So let's get a little bit of something around it, just in case I go off the side. Pop that over somewhere or other. This is my favourite palette knife. I have got several used for different things, some for scooping things out of containers, etc., etc. So, homemade embossing paste. It's got a bit thick around the top, but there's plenty there for me to use. So, just a little bit on here. The bit that I scrape back in gets rather hardened around the top. I ought to scrape that lot out, really. Let's take a look at this. There we are. Just a little bit of texture. So I'll just wipe this immediately, just so that it doesn't get set in the holes of the stencil. Right, that's my stencil cleaned off. There's my bit of texture on. Isn't that pretty? Just wiped around the edge where some of the embossing paste was just overlapping slightly. So that's going to go on there. Now let's have a go at these flowers. I've cut 2 of each because I thought I'd do a little bit of jiggery pokery, as I often do, just to zhuzh the die cuts up a little bit. This one I managed to get out of the machine with all the bits intact. So I'm going to put a little bit of tape on the back just to make sure that they don't all fall out. One of them, that one there, isn't completely cut, so it will stay in a little bit. And that makes me think that maybe I'll be able to, once it's kind of coloured, push it up a little bit. We'll see. So I'm going to put a piece of tape on this because for the back layer, I want those pieces to remain in the flower. So let's just cut, I'll cut a piece off this because I just want a small piece. So that's covered those things at the back. So those bits there should remain in the die cut. Right, this one's going to be my top layer, which I'm going to put over the top like this. I think I'll probably snip through that petal there as well. This one, what am I going to do with this one? Maybe something similar. If I take that out of the top one, I'm just actually wondering whether I will cut this here so that the bit at the back, the sepals, aren't they, will be higher than, I think I will. I think these things, and then, you know, decide as I'm speaking what I'm going to do. Right, let's just cut this to there. Now I've got to be careful here to keep that intact. That looks okay, I think. Just straighten that bit up there. Okay, so that bit can go over the top of that. Okay, I'm just wondering whether to do the whole thing or... Okay, we will. Now, I can throw that away. I don't think I want those pieces. Those are the bits that have come out of there. So I've got some pens here. I've got a green for the stem, and this is G220, and I've got some reds. I've tried to pick out some that I don't normally pick. My 2 go-to colours for red are R2 and R8. Those are the 2 I grab for every single time. I picked out an R1 and an R5, and they don't look anything like the colours they are there. So we'll just see. I may do a bit of an amalgamation of things. Not sure. Right, let's just do the green bit. Okay. I think I'll just do this just up to there. Okay. I've only got one colour of green. This is so skinny that there's not going to be much chance for shading. Actually, that one, this one is the underneath one anyway, but if it's not coloured, it might just show. This is the top one. This can be absolutely all green. Poppies, the green of poppies is a very icy sort of colour, isn't it? It's almost a blue. Very, very nice. Right, now let's think about the reds. That one's going to go on top of that one. So the red. Let's try some of the R5. Let's try this one. It's more of a, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be quite dark enough. What's this one? so much. I'll pop that one away. This is my, I say this is my go-to. This is the very deep red. I'm going to be putting black in here as well. I'm not going to stick the whole of that on the top, so, you know, this will show in places. Okay. This is my top layer. Oh, I didn't colour the stalk of this one. Perhaps I'll just do the flower. Perhaps I'll just do the flower. I'll leave the stalk on for to hold on to it. Right, let's just do this. This is a lovely warm red, the two. It's going to take a little bit of blending. This one I wanted to cut. Down here. All right. Now this middle bit needs to be black. These little chaps here need to be black. This little one needs to be black. Just putting little dots. I may pick up those tiny bits there and just stick them in so that they actually protrude a little bit. We'll see. Okay, I will do this green. Now a bit of shape. I'm going to cut this flower head off. I've got red on the top of the stem for a start, which is not wonderful. If I want it back on, I can just cut it a bit further down the stem and then put it further up. Make the stem a little shorter. Might have to do that in any case with this if it's too much red showing. Just put this on the bottom. Okay. What I think I may do is put a tiny piece of foam tape between the layers down there. I'll see. Just see about that. Now, these little black bits. Black, here we are. What I was thinking was if I put a tiny bit of glue in there, it's a bit narrow. Let me just get I've got a skinny little glue thing here. Will this do it? Yeah. This is one that I filled up with just white glue. Right, I want this just to be part way in so that it's sticking up. That's it, just like that. Just like that. There's a bit of white just right on the tip. I wonder if I can get that one. This is the one here that is still joined. There it is. Lift up that as well. Okay. Is there another little bit of... Oh, that's it there. It's very small. There's a bit there too. Perhaps that's one. I did cut out a couple. Let me just colour that and see if I can get that in. There we go. Okay. Push that down there. Okay. Now the little one. Let's join these two together. Oh, well, let me colour the red first. Ohuhu. I'm not sure if this is going to be this red actually, but we'll see. There we go. There we go. Let's just have a look on here. Right, now for the sentiment. It's just going to say memories. And I don't know whether to just do it in black or silver. Let's just try it in black first of all. Let's just do a simple black one. Nice, isn't it? Just simple. I think that's fine. I don't think that's going to need anything else. I think what I will do, I need to look for a ribbon. And then this just needs to be a little bit of foam tape underneath that to keep the shape. A little bit of a foam tape underneath those petals there to keep the shape. That one can be a bit higher. I think that's going to be fine. Let me just look for a ribbon and then we'll be there. Quite an array of ribbon. I don't tend to use ribbon as much these days as I did when I first started card making. I thought you had to put everything but the kitchen sink on, you know, until I kind of developed a style that pleased me. So I've got black, and I think black might be a bit harsh, really. Not sure about the black, the narrower one here. Let's have a look. Might be a bit harsh. Let's have a look at some of the reds. There's a real skinny red one. Got two widths of skinny red there. This is a better colour, I think. Not too keen on that. This one. This one's got a fancy bit on. I'm thinking actually I prefer the black looking at some of these, really. What about this one? Not quite the right red, is it? Not quite. I could always colour some of this, but it's kind of wide. I'm just wondering about the black, actually. I don't normally do this, but the grow, it's quite nice. I think I'm going to go with this, actually. Maybe a bit funereal, but, I mean, that's what Remembrance Day is all about. I watched the service at the Albert Hall last night, and it's so moving. When all the poppy petals fall down at the end. Oh my goodness. Let's try this one. I think this one, I'm going to try it. Let's just see. It's about the right width, isn't it? Could just do that. Literally. Not even tie it. Let's just see. Let's try tying it. That's too short now, but still. Oh, I've managed it. That's rather better, isn't it? Let's have it like that. Okay, and these. Right, I'm going to stick this down. I'm going to stick this down with my tape runner, and I will put a bit on the back of there. It's not happening. I'm going to use a spot of glue for that. Okay. Now these, I have put a tiny bit of foam tape between those two petals and those two. This can go flat, that can go onto foam tape perhaps. There's a tiny bit behind this flower bud, and the rest is going to be just stuck down with regular glue. Let's just do this. Bit higher, just a tad. That's it. Now this one, I'll take that off first before it's all sticky and then I can't pick it up. About there. Just a small piece of foam tape, I think. Now often if I'm going to cross over something like that, I would make a gully between the foam tape, but this is so skinny, it's only one thickness. I don't think it's going to make a difference. I think the foam tape will actually accommodate that little hump without showing through onto the front of the actual saying. There we go. So here's our card for Remembrance Day. I don't know if it's a poppy. I can't remember what it was called, bloom flower or something. So just very simple, but to me that is quite meaningful and really quite pleasing. So have a lovely day, everyone, and do come back and see me very soon.